Guys, if you will do the steps, you will get your specific person in an instant. Like seriously, when I give this technique to my clients, at the very max, they get their SP back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks is the maximum amount of time that I give to my clients. However, I tried it with a specific person and it happened in less than 2 days because I just know that it works. So what is it? How to get your specific person fast? Because over here on this channel, we like to make manifestation fast, easy, and effortless. And so my name is Nia, and let's get started with this video. So I actually want to read even a success story from one of my clients that she got her SP back in less than 2 weeks. But I also want to talk about my personal experience because obviously everything that I say comes from my direct personal experience. So what is that you have to do? Guys, this is what, since I don't do coaching anymore, if you have been doing coaching with me, you know already what I'm talking about. This is the technique that I give to all my clients. This is the formula that is contained also in my SP, Manifest Your SP course that you can find down below. Obviously, the SP course is a little bit more, we go more in depth on the how to do it precisely. But on this video, I still want to give you the overall general technique that will get you your SP in maximum less than 2 weeks. I promise. It happened to me all the times with multiple SP, and my clients have been successful with this. The majority of them, when they followed me to the T, because the one that they weren't successful, they didn't actually do the first part of this technique, which is fundamental in my opinion, okay? Now, obviously, another disclaimer, take only what resonates with you, because perhaps you find another technique that is better for you and you know that that is the game changer and you have already manifested your SP with that precise technique. So keep doing that if that is you. If this is something new, something that doesn't sit well with you, there is no need to argue. Everyone creates their own reality however they want, and you make the rules. These are just entertaining videos to add a little bit more topics to the Law of Assumption community. So with that being said, this is what I do every single time, and this is what I make my clients do every single time when they want to manifest a specific person. Now, obviously, this can also be used to manifest other desires. However, I noticed that this precise technique works very well with people in general. Might be only my assumption, but in my opinion, it works very well because it works with quantum physics and it works with shifting yourself into the reality where your specific person loves you, wants you, adores you, and actually wants to date you. Any specific person, you can even try to use this technique for other people so you can see that it works, and then you can use it for a more specific person. So you can use it for people which you have less resistance to, and then you can use it for a specific person. You can even manifest more than a specific person at once, because I did. I know I'm a bit cocky, but I did. So what is it that you have to do? The first thing that you have to do is deconstruct your older identity. It is very important in my opinion. Yes, you can affirm coming from your present identity that he loves you, he wants you, and he wants to date you, or whatever that is. However, the majority of the time when people do that without changing themselves, and it's not just about self-concept, it's like the memories that you identify with, the person that you identify with, when you don't change your identity, most likely it takes longer time for the thoughts to get into the quantum field and get to the person. And then when the person shows up, it stops. In this technique, it doesn't stop. Like the person shows up consistently because we first work on changing your identity. Now, changing your identity doesn't mean that you throw everything about yourself away. Now, obviously, I don't do that. There are parts of my identity that I love and adore, parts of my memories that make me who I am right now. So we only select the memories, the thoughts, and the feelings that we like and we want to express in this reality. So what do I mean by that? Usually I advise people, and you find a meditation to the blank state on my Patreon. I advise people to take a deep breath in 3 times, like close their eyes, deep breath in and out, deep breath in and out, obviously slower, deep breath in and out for 3 times. Relaxing your body, focusing on the legs, the upper chest, the arms, releasing all the tension released, seeing blackness in front of them, only blackness. And if some thoughts arise, either about a specific person or about desires or about the day, you just observe them like clouds and you let them flow. You don't control them. You're not doing anything wrong. Again, I guide you through this meditation of the blank state on my Patreon. And once you arrive to this blank state, I usually advise people to see themselves on a mirror or see themselves on third person. Who is that person? Who are you? Maybe you have identified yourself with, I'm a YouTuber, or with feelings of rejection in regards to your specific person, with certain memories about relationships. See everything about yourself from an external point of view. See your old self and talk to your old self and say, I love you, I bless you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for everything that you taught me. But now it's time to move forward. And now you can go. I love you, you can go now. And you say goodbye to your old self. Then you go back to the blackness. After you see yourself fading away, you go back to the blackness. And then from the blackness state, you imagine the new version of you. Who is that person? Where is that person? In what reality especially is that person? What is that person, that girl, that man doing? Maybe she wakes up in the morning and drinks a certain type of coffee. I don't know. Something like that, right? Or she feels certain stuff. She sees her husband more often. You create this new identity and you see yourself in third person. And then you talk to yourself in third person and say, welcome, I welcome you. This is my new identity. This is the new me. And you wake up from the meditation. Now you can do this very fast. You can even do this by daydreaming. You can even do this if you're not accustomed to visualizing. You can take a piece of paper, a notebook, an iPad, whatever that is, and you can write a list of your old self and a list of your new self. And then in the process of the 2 weeks, what I want you to do, guys, every single day, when you wake up in the morning, when you go about your day, observe your thoughts. Therefore, mental diet. Watch my video about mental diet. Mental diet is not about affirming all day. It's about the observation and the awareness of your thoughts and feelings. Thoughts create feelings most of the time. So thoughts and feelings in general, but especially thoughts. So you observe your thoughts diligently, and every single time that you catch yourself thinking or doing activities or feeling needy or feeling that you want to check the 3D, whatever that is, that resonates more with your old self, you observe that. You don't feel bad about yourself. You don't criticize it. You observe that. And because you remember now who is your old self, you have a distinctive definition of your old self and your new self. Every single time that you think thoughts that come from your old self, or you do activities that come from your old self, activities meaning like checking the 3D or feeling needy, stuff like that, you snap back and you're like, no, this is not anymore who I am. This is not anymore who I am. This is not anymore who I am. And you're like, who am I? I am this new identity. I am this new person. I'm loved, cherished, and adored. He loves me. He wants me. And that's when I want you to do the affirmations. Once you reject the old version, you snap back to the new version. That's when I want you to do the affirmation that you specifically tailor-made for your SP. In my e-course, we go through how to tailor-made your specific affirmation to trigger your subconscious mind. And so that's what I want you to do. What is going to happen if you do this correctly every day? And many people are afraid because they're like, yeah, but I don't want to remember the bad version of me. It's not about remembering negative thoughts. It's not about remembering necessarily or forcing yourself to remember your old version. It's about checking your thoughts. So every single time that you will think or act like the old version of you, you will snap to the new version of you all the time, consistently with awareness. That will allow you to shift and quantum jump. Trust me about this. At least try it if you don't trust me. So what is going to happen if you do this correctly? For me, it happens in less than 3 days. For some people, for the majority of people though, I saw that it takes a little bit, like a week or two to get into the state. What is going to happen? The first week, week and a half, the more you do this, and in plus you will add the affirmations, of course, and possibly every single time that the 3D triggers you, you will go back to the blank state. So you will erase the 3D and go back to pure consciousness. Erase the 3D, go back to pure consciousness, because now you have this tool that you can always use. What is going to happen if you do this correctly? In the first week and a half, you're going to start feeling, I have a new mind. I have a new mind. Like, I don't think anymore in the way that I used to think. I don't identify with those thoughts, actions, and feelings anymore. And plus, I'm not even sure I actually desire this person anymore. And actually, precisely how you're gonna feel like, no, of course I desire it. Like, I mean, if this person asks me out, that will be great. However, there's something about me that doesn't feel that urge or that neediness to have this person anymore. And I don't even know why. That's how you're gonna feel. When you are going to be in this state, I want you to persist in this feeling. I want you to persist even in your affirmations, but you will persist differently, and it will come up very, very naturally. What is going to happen after this? Most likely, many of my clients see signs. Now, I'm not a big fan of science, but if you see birds before land, that is great. So many of my clients, after the first week and a half, they start seeing birds before land. They start seeing the name of the person everywhere, or some random signs that pops up. I don't know why. I don't see them. I immediately get my manifestation. So that could even be you. So I get immediately my manifestation most of the time. So that happens. And then out of the blue, in the second week, or by the end of the second week, going to the third week max, I noticed this in my clients, they get their SP. They get their SP back. And simply is because you have shifted reality. You have shifted your consciousness to the new version of you, the future version of you that has already what you want. And plus, you specifically change the concept of your specific person through the affirmations. So the blank state, the change of identity, which is self-concept plus memories, and the specific affirmation are my formula to always successfully manifest a specific person, and it works all the time. I'm gonna give you my personal experience. Now, I have so many SP that I manifested lately, it's crazy. Like I give you only one because it's crazy. I've been trying this formula, and I said I want to try it with so many people to see how long does it take for me to manifest a specific person. And it's crazy because I've manifested like 4 specific people this week. Anyway, I'm just gonna give you one story so this video is not too long. I wanted to try this with this guy, and I wanted to see if he wanted to ask me out for a dinner or lunch. Okay, so funny. And so I did the blank state. I didn't really change too much my identity because I think that I already done a lot of that work. So I was like, I visualized this scene where we were already out taking dinner. I thought about dinner out with this person, and I thought about it. I changed my identity, and I was like, oh no, of course. And then I affirmed, of course he wants to take me out to dinner. Like, I know he wants to take me out to dinner. And then that's what I did. So I basically went quickly to the blank state. I said, I changed my identity to the person that already was, through the visualization, with this person out on a date. I woke up from that visualization, you could say, from that meditation, and I was like, of course I have it. And then I have affirmed. Now, in my specific case, I am so confident about the law that I don't even think about it ever again. You guys know my technique. I just don't think about it ever again. I don't affirm it ever again. I know it's gonna show up, but that's me. Now, I arrived to this point in my life because I have experimented with the law so much that I don't need to repeat it a lot. However, if you are triggered, if you have a very burning desire, if you're new to the law, my suggestion is repetition, of course. So please take this, my experience, with a pinch of salt, okay? It's so funny because I did this 2 days ago, and today I texted my best friend and I was like, I experimented I wanted this guy to ask me out, and I just experimented with this guy. Check the message. He sent me a message. And he was like, hey, how you doing? What about going out for lunch or dinner? I love it. Now, so success story number 1. Success story number 2 from one of my clients, which I am definitely gonna be private. It's going to be private. So I'm reading a little bit what she said, not a lot. I don't want to be too specific, but basically what she's saying, she wanted to give me an update a little bit later, because I always tell people to give me an update after 2 weeks, just because I told you it takes only 2 weeks to manifest a person at the very max. For me, less than 3 days. And so she said that basically she did the meditation to the blank state, and she reminded herself every day about her new reality, her new story, and the new version of herself. So every day she was doing the work of reminding herself of who she is in this new reality she's jumping into. And she did this for about 2 weeks. Then suddenly something happened in her where she completely changed her mind, and she started to see signs of her specific person everywhere, like I said. And she kept going on after the meditation. She also said that she did a Joe Dispenza meditation about love, which I also suggest her to do. I suggest her to do the meditation about that. And which is great that she did, because I love meditation. So she kept reminding of her, the new version of her every day for 2 weeks. She add a little bit of the Joe Dispenza meditation. She started to see signs, and she kept going on with her mental diet and with her affirmations. Okay, what happens is like the next day. And then she said she got a dream of him the same day, which is so good, because when you dream about your specific person, is a sign that your subconscious mind is saturated and imprinted, and your manifestation is about to come. So that's the time to persist even longer. So what happens is the next day of the dream, he texts her and asked her out, and then they met, and then after that she kept affirming, and after that he said, let's meet each other again. So 2 dates in a row. But now she's saying how she's keep persisting with this, and I'm giving her more suggestion on persisting so he hardens into fact even more. So for my clients, it took basically 2 weeks to manifest her specific person back, because she followed exactly my instruction of deconstructing identity, recreating a new identity, which will provide the quantum jump that you need, and keeping your mental diet with affirmations and going to the blank state or a meditative state every single time you feel needy or triggered about the 3D. That is the formula. If you want to have this formula more precisely, with more exercise, me guiding you through, there is also in my SP course the blank state meditation, specifically tailor-made for manifesting an SP. You can find everything in my e-course. Now, the e-course is not obligatory, it's not mandatory. If you want more, and if you want me to guide you step by step in creating your affirmation, guiding you through the meditation and all of this, you can take my SP course. But if you only will follow this video and do what I told you to do, it will happen. For me, I told you it's only 3 days. For some people, I will stretch it at the very max, guys, to 2 weeks. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. I love you guys. Comment down below. See you also on Patreon. And, get your SP. You can. Love you.